Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
It's our Gettysburg Address. It's different than any other speech that's been said because it wasn't about the on-field performance. It was about the impact of all the people in the game that supported him in his journey and the journey that he was going to have ahead of him.
It was 70 years ago this summer, the beloved Yankee first baseman Lou Gehrig delivered his now famous speech. Since then, more than 600,000 Americans have been diagnosed with the disease that bears his name, including BYU law professor Michael Goldsmith. Here now, his story and his challenge to Major League Baseball, even as he battles the disease himself. On every college campus, in the shadow of every day, are big dreams. So it is with BYU law professor Michael Goldsmith.
I came to the stage from Israel in 1955, and all the kids in my block played baseball.
Right away, the young Jewish immigrant fell in love with the sport that would become a constant throughout his life, even as he pursued his career ambitions in the field of law. Smart, driven, and charismatic, he would become an assistant U.S. attorney and organized crime prosecutor, taking on the mafia's big fish.
How many people do you think have listened to wiretaps of John Gotti?
One of many stories Goldsmith has shared with his BYU law students, along with the tale of how a tough-talking New York prosecutor found himself in Provo, Utah.
If you had told me back in 1974 that I would be teaching at BYU, I would have said to you, you just dropped some bad acid. I never imagined it.
On paper he's great, and in person he's even better. And so we were very fortunate to be able to attract Michael to come here. He was a good catch for us.
I suspect they thought I was in the witness protection program.
Whatever they thought, Goldsmith was smitten with his new surroundings, and over the next 2 decades, he would become one of the most popular law professors at BYU.
I don't know how many times he's been picked as the teacher of the year, but many times, including the year just concluded and the year just before that.
There's a bunch of people who look and act like me, but there aren't many who look and act like Michael.
Which brings us to the activism that defines his work today.
I have always wanted to leave my kids and my students with the idea that if you try hard enough, you can in fact achieve something that you thought was impossible to do.
He wants me to let you know that the disease has rendered his throwing arm useless, but he used to bring the heat.
Goldsmith was diagnosed with the neurodegenerative disease formerly known as ALS in April of 2006. He turned to family, the outdoors, and to his first love, baseball. He signed up for the Baltimore Orioles fantasy camp and, not surprisingly, received the Director's Award for Most Inspiring Player.
Of course, I refer to that as the Miss Congeniality Award because I struck out so often that everyone on the other team liked me.
I don't believe that for a second. If he was congenial at the camp, he was dogged about doing something to battle the disease that eventually would keep him from playing the game he loves. He submitted an essay to national magazine editors proposing an idea that would call upon the legacy of one of his childhood heroes, a man with whom he now identified more than ever. Do you feel a certain sense of it's due, he deserves it, it's time?
Oh yeah.
For the past 2 weeks, been reading about a bad brag.
Lou Gehrig, speaking to a packed house at Yankee Stadium, retired from Major League Baseball on July 4th, 1939.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
I think that Lou Gehrig may have had a profound sense of irony when he made that statement. He had been very lucky up to that point, and I certainly can't relate to that. I've had a great life, many blessings and beautiful experiences, but by any standard, this is a tough way to go out.
Fit pretty good?
I think so.
And so he fights. Last November, Newsweek published his essay in which the BYU professor challenged Major League Baseball to honor the anniversary of Gehrig's famed speech by embracing the cause against the disease that bears his name. Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig read the essay and agreed.
I mean, I've worked at Major League Baseball for 14 years now. I've probably gotten 3 calls like that from Commissioner Selig.
Jacqueline Parks is the league's chief marketing officer.
I think it was a call I got at home. It was instantaneous. It came from the top, and immediately he wanted an action plan from me on this. And before I could even get to my computer, I had gotten 3 emails from owners that he had already spoken to that said they wanted to lend their support.
Major League Baseball has spearheaded a team, including Goldsmith, to host on July 4th an unprecedented nationwide ALS awareness campaign and fundraising auction.
I've had more owners call me on this initiative than any initiative. I've had more calls from fans on this than any other initiative we've worked on. Every single player on every club and every manager and every coach will be wearing this special patch for ALS. 4 obviously because 4 was Lou's number. We have minor league baseball working on this. We have youth leagues working on this. Michael has been such a part of the planning, and his heart and soul has gone into this. It really inspires all of us. Everybody wants to do more.
It's a brilliant idea, really. Think how many people across America spend their 4th of July at the ballpark. It's a chance not only to raise awareness about Lou Gehrig's disease, but to raise big money to help fund research for a cure.
I want this to become a transformative moment for ALS patients and researchers.
I mean, nothing is too big for Michael. I mean, so he challenges Major League Baseball. That's perfect. I mean, that's Michael. He can prosecute Gotti and he can challenge Major League Baseball. It sort of fits. That's his personality.
It just shows the power of one, the power of one voice that thinks that there's something that should be done.
And so, Michael Goldsmith speaks.
The hardest part of dealing with ALS is that it takes away your hope.
His dream that someday a new hope will emerge from the shadow, now that he's playing in the big leagues after all.
We have always been proud of Michael. And we are now.
Professor Goldsmith plans to be at Yankee Stadium July 4th as the personal guest of Commissioner Selig. For more information on the event and how you can help support the campaign, go to MLB.com/4ALS. That's MLB.com, the number 4ALS. Stay with us. We'll be right back.